So I wanted to go over arguments, which is the focus for our final unit. So arguments establish a claim on a specific issue and then prove that claim using evidence, logic, and support. So here are the different elements of an argument. You have the issue, that's the topic being argued. You have a claim, which is your position on that argument, or the position of the author on that argument. Then you have the supporting points, which are the actual argument portion. And then the counter argument, which is the opposite of the original claim. And the refutation, which disproves the counter claim. So that's where this gets a little bit like Inception, where you have the issue, that's the overall topic, the claim, your position, and then your evidence for your position. Then you have another person's position, or the opposite of your claim, and then you explain why the opposite of your claim is not true. So let me use an example here. So let's say that the issue that we're arguing about are ice cream flavors. And in your opinion, chocolate is the finest of the flavors. And so your support for that is that chocolate is perhaps the most widely sold in the world. So then a counter argument to that would be that any other flavor is better than chocolate. So if somebody said, no, in fact, vanilla is the finest of the flavors, then you would say vanilla might be good. However, clearly, due to the fact that chocolate has antioxidants and is healthier for you, chocolate is superior. So you see kind of how that works. So with the claim, this is the thesis statements that you've been writing all semester. Any thesis statement is going to make a claim, and there are many different kinds of claims, as we know from our evaluating an argument unit, the content module, and the information in the textbook. You can have a claim of fact, a claim of policy, a claim of value. There are all kinds of different claims. So a claim of fact is that something is true. A claim of policy is this is something we should do. A claim of value is, like our example, that something is better than another thing. So once you have established your claim, then you need to provide supporting points. And when you're analyzing arguments, the supporting points are what you need to look at to make sure that the arguer is not making any faults in logic. So if I'm arguing statistically chocolate is more popular, you could say, well, that's a bandwagon, it's an unfair emotional appeal, and it doesn't mean that it's better just because it's more popular. So the supporting points are where you're going to look and analyze whether or not the person making the claim has supported their position with logical evidence, with relevant evidence, with sufficient evidence, and then that will be the grounds for counter-argument. Likewise, if it is a good argument, it will have a counter-argument section where it addresses the reasons why someone might disagree. So this is where it's listing all of the different things. So you might say that mint chocolate chip is better. You might say that butter pecan is better. Well, you would be wrong because, and that because would then be the refutation. So explaining here are the different positions you could take on this issue, and here's why those positions are wrong. So that is your argument crash course. Of course, you will want to check out the evaluating an argument unit, which gives you all of the different things that we talked about just in this video, and also provides you with the list of fallacies. There's a detailed analysis here, and there's also a really funny collection of memes here that you can look at that present a lot of different logical fallacies. I also have this self-assessment here at the bottom where you can read these different arguments and then assess, is it an argument or is it not logical? Is the support not relevant, sufficient? And then it'll tell you whether or not your assessment is correct. So let me know if you have any questions, and thank you all so very much for watching this video.